Look up at the sky, what do you see? Sunlight clouds may be the faint glimmer of a distant star. For millennia, humanity has seen a predictable rhythm in the heavens. The changing of the seasons, the coming of the rains, the warmth of the summer sun. These were the constants we built civilizations on, farms, lives. But that familiar rhythm is changing. The symphony of our planet's climate is becoming a cacophony. We are living through a profound and rapid transformation, a global event with no borders. Climate change is not a distant threat, it is happening now, outside our windows. The Earth, our pale blue dot, is a delicate, interconnected system. Satellite view, swirling clouds, thin blue atmosphere against space. It's a spaceship, and we are its crew. The thin veil of our atmosphere makes all of this possible. Our art, our science, our dreams, our families. For the first time in human history, the collective actions of one species are altering this life support system. Weather patterns that once seemed reliable are becoming erratic, violent, shocking. Once-in-a-century events are now alarmingly frequent. This isn't a political issue. It is a cosmic one, grounded in physics and chemistry. Imagine an alien astronomer watching Earth from afar. Over the last century, they'd notice one thing. The atmosphere is trapping more heat. This isn't a known natural cycle. It's an anomaly, a spike in energy retention. They'd see polar ice caps shrinking year after year. They'd detect shifting ocean currents and atmospheric flows. They'd conclude the dominant life form is conducting a massive, uncontrolled experiment on its home. And they'd wonder, what will happen when the results arrive? The results are arriving now. Blistering heat waves across Europe, devastating wildfires in the United States, biblical floods washing away towns, polar vortexes plunging continents into deep freezes. This isn't just about polar bears on distant ice floes, though they suffer. This is about us, our food, our water, our homes, our safety. The grand cosmic drama of climate change is playing out in the most personal ways on both sides of the Atlantic. It's time to pay very close attention to the script. Let's look at the data. Science is a story told in numbers, and the numbers about our climate are shouting a warning. In the United States, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, tracks billion-dollar weather and climate disasters. Between 1980 and 2020, the country averaged about 7 such events per year. But in the last 5 years alone, from 2020 to 2024, that average has skyrocketed to over 20 events per year. The cost is not just economic, it's measured in lives disrupted and communities shattered. This isn't a subtle shift. It's an exponential acceleration of extreme events, a clear signal that the system is becoming dangerously unstable. Across the Atlantic, Europe tells a similar sobering tale. The European Environment Agency reports that the continent is warming faster than the global average. The summer of 2022 was the hottest on record, a title that was then challenged and broken by the summer of 2023. These aren't just uncomfortable days, they are lethal. Heat waves are now responsible for tens of thousands of excess deaths each year. We're witnessing temperature records being shattered not by fractions of a degree, but by several degrees at once. Think about that. The climate system has so much excess energy that it's pushing the boundaries of what was once thought possible, creating conditions literally off the charts. Let's quantify the heat. In July 2022, for the first time in recorded history, the United Kingdom surpassed 40 degrees Celsius, or 104 degrees Fahrenheit. This was a temperature that climate models predicted might happen by 2050, but it arrived decades ahead of schedule. Meanwhile, in the United States, cities like Phoenix, Arizona recently endured over 30 consecutive days with temperatures exceeding 110 degrees Fahrenheit, or 43 degrees Celsius. These are not just statistics, they are thresholds of survivability. Our infrastructure, our bodies, and our ecosystems are not built to withstand such prolonged extreme heat. The numbers are a planetary fever chart, and the diagnosis is clear. The story is not just about heat. The same excess energy that fuels heat waves also supercharges the water cycle. In 2021, catastrophic floods in Germany. In 2021, catastrophic floods in Belgium fueled by rainfall that scientists say was made up to 9 times more likely by climate change, washed away entire villages. In the United States, atmospheric rivers now carry immense volumes of water vapor from the tropics to the west coast, causing devastating floods and mudslides like those seen in California in the winter of 2023. Rain gauges, river monitors, satellite imagery all point to the same conclusion. Our world is becoming hotter, wetter in some places, and dangerously unpredictable everywhere. We are witnessing a fundamental shift in the very nature of weather itself. The categories we once used to describe it, a summer shower, a winter flurry, are becoming inadequate. We now live in an age of extremes, an era of fire and water where the weather is not just weather anymore, it's a force of disruption. Consider the heat wave. It's no longer just a string of hot days, it is a heat dome, a vast, oppressive lid of high-pressure air that traps heat for weeks, baking cities, turning agricultural lands to dust. These phenomena are growing in intensity, duration, geographic reach, affecting places from Portland, Oregon to Paris, France, with a ferocity that strains power grids and public health systems to their breaking point. Then there is the water. The same atmospheric warming that creates heat domes allows the air to hold more moisture, about 7% more for every degree Celsius of warming. When that moisture is finally released, it doesn't just rain, it pours. We see this in the form of rain bombs, intense, localized downpours that overwhelm sewer systems and turn city streets into raging rivers in minutes. We also see it in the larger-scale floods that submerge vast regions. In 2023, parts of Italy's Emilia-Romagna region received half a year's worth of rain in just 36 hours. This isn't a gentle rising of the waters, it's a deluge, a sudden and shocking inundation that leaves little time to prepare or escape. On the flip side of the deluge is the drought, which paves the way for fire. Prolonged periods of heat and low rainfall dry out soils, forests, and grasslands, turning them into a tinderbox. The result is the modern megafire. These are not the forest fires of the past, they are larger, faster, and hotter, creating their own weather systems, including fire-induced thunderstorms and terrifying firenadoes. From the vast boreal forests of Canada, whose smoke choked cities across the United States in 2023, to the unprecedented wildfires that ravaged the Greek island of Rhodes. Fire is redrawing the map of our habitable world, consuming homes and ecosystems with insatiable hunger. And what of winter? A warming planet doesn't eliminate cold, it makes it strange. The stable polar vortex, a ring of cold air that typically circles the Arctic, is being disrupted. As the Arctic warms faster than the rest of the planet, this vortex can wobble and stretch, sending blasts of frigid polar air deep into North America and Europe. This is why we can see record-breaking snowfall and bone-chilling cold snaps, like the one that crippled the Texas power grid in 2021, even as the planet's overall temperature trends upward. It's another symptom of a climate system losing its equilibrium, delivering shocking and paradoxical weather extremes year-round. To understand why this is happening, we need to revisit a fundamental concept: the greenhouse effect. It's actually a good thing in principle. Our planet is wrapped in a blanket of gases, our atmosphere. Some of these gases, like carbon dioxide, methane, and water vapor, they let sunlight pass through to warm the Earth's surface, but they trap some of the heat that radiates back out, preventing it from escaping into space. Diagram: sunlight, greenhouse gases, trapped heat. Without this natural greenhouse effect, Earth would be a frozen, lifeless ice ball. This delicate balance has kept our planet's temperature just right for life to flourish for eons. It's our planet's thermostat. The problem is, human activity since the Industrial Revolution has been tampering with that thermostat. By burning fossil fuels, coal, oil, and natural gas, for energy, we are releasing colossal amounts of extra carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. We are taking carbon that was locked away underground for millions of years and pumping it into the air in the geological blink of an eye. This extra carbon dioxide is thickening our planet's thermal blanket. It's like putting a winter duvet on your bed in the middle of summer. The blanket gets better and better at trapping heat, and the temperature underneath, the temperature of our world, inevitably rises. This extra heat is the root cause of all the chaos. It's pure energy, and energy has to go somewhere. Some of it goes into warming the air, leading to the record-breaking temperatures and heat waves we're experiencing. A huge amount of it, over 90%, is absorbed by the oceans. Warmer oceans expand, contributing to sea level rise, and they also provide more fuel for hurricanes and typhoons, making them stronger and more destructive.